Hello. Yeah, come on in. My name's Dr. Cool. Welcome to the office. Yeah, my secretary's on vacation. Yep. So I'll get you all checked in, okay? Are you here for a scheduled appointment? Okay. And what's the last name? First name? And date of birth, please. Okay. Have you in here for a yearly exam? Does that sound correct? Okay, perfect. So I am going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to ask you a few questions. I don't have any medical history in the chart, as it looks like this is your first appointment with us. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Any history of diabetes? High blood pressure? Coronary artery disease, heart attack, anything like that? Any cardiac issues? Okay. Any pertinent health history at all? Okay. Good. Alright, and how about family history? Any history of high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, stroke, anything like that in your family? Okay. Mom or dad's side? Okay. Okay. Do you take any medications? Okay. And do you smoke cigarettes or tobacco at all? Okay. And do you drink alcohol? And how often do you drink? And when you do drink, how many drinks do you have? Okay. Any other drug use? Do you vape? Okay. And do you exercise regularly? Okay. And about for how long every time? Okay, great. I think that's about all the questions I have for right now. Go ahead and get started with your exam. Got my trusty medical kit right here. Okay. Get started with the blood pressure, okay? Okay, give me your arm. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. 125/68. So about where we want it to be. Okay, I'm just going to listen to your heart. Okay, resting heart rate of 72, respirations 16. And your heart is regular and everything sounds good. Your heartbeat is regular. Okay, gonna take your temperature now. Under your tongue for me? Yep. Okay, let's see. 98.6, perfect, you got a little smiley face. Okay, and the last thing, I'm gonna take a look in your ears, okay? Okay. Over here. Okay, everything looks good. Open your mouth. Okay. Okay. Good. Alrighty. So, no high blood pressure. And your heart sounds great. And are you having any, abnormal symptoms, any fatigue, anxiety, anything like that? You are tired quite often. Okay. And how much sleep do you get at night? Okay. Trouble sleeping. Okay. And do you go to bed at the same time every night? Okay. And do you use your phone or other electronics before bed? Okay. So I always recommend, making a routine out of your bedtime, going to bed at the relatively the same time, not using your phone an hour before. Yeah. Because, all those lights, it wakes your brain up and then you can't sleep. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and look over your lab work really quick. You went to our lab yesterday and got blood work done, correct? Okay, perfect. Let me see. Pull it up in the chart here. Okay. Yep, just some routine lab work, looking at electrolytes, blood counts, all that sort of stuff. Yep. Okay. Everything looks pretty good. I do notice that your vitamin D levels and your B12 levels are a little low. So I know you said you went to the gym, but do you do much like outdoor activity? Are you getting in the sun at all? Not a lot. Okay. Yeah, actually sunlight is a great source of vitamin D. And B12, you get that from your food, of course. Yeah. Do you eat meat? Okay. Well, I find that both my patients that eat meat and those that are vegetarian and vegan all are pretty much deficient in B12. It is kind of an interesting mineral. See, it originally comes from dirt, and so people say that the best source of B12 is meat because animals eat, the grass or whatever and get those minerals from the dirt in their food. But with factory farming, actually livestock themselves have to take B12 supplements because they aren't outside. Yeah, it's pretty awful. So you can actually get B12 from plant sources. Like seaweed is one. There's also this nutritional supplement for food called nutritional yeast that has not just B12 but other B vitamins, fortified plant milks. They also have vitamin D as well. And tempeh, have you heard of that before? It's kind of like tofu. It comes from soy as well. It's just different in how they process it. Yeah, so incorporating tempeh and those kind of things in your diet, but I do find, since it's sort of hard to find in any diet, just in the nature of our food system, that a supplement is a great option for B12. And it can also help fight some of that fatigue that you're feeling. So I'm going to recommend a vitamin B12 shot today. Are you interested in that? Okay, great. So it will be a one-time dose, and I will write you a prescription for a spray that you can use at home, and it won't be, as invasive as a shot, because I know that they can be scary. But since your level is so low, I just want to get on top of that instead of waiting for the spray supplement to build. Okay. draw up my vitamin B supplement here. Okay. All right. Are you ready? Okay. Left or right arm? Okay. Just gonna clean it first here. And we're gonna go into your deltoid, so up here, okay? All right. Get that nice and clean. Little nervous. That's okay. It'll be super quick. Okay, let that dry. All right. I'm gonna reach over and just feel for my injection site here. Okay, ready? Yep, that was it. So easy, right? Easy peasy. Yeah. So, I will have you follow up with some lab work. Yeah. Maybe in about 6 months, yeah. And then as for the vitamin D, I recommend sunshine, 15 minutes a day, and we'll see how that helps your vitamin levels. And if you're still really low at that follow-up blood work appointment, then I will prescribe a supplement for that as well. But I don't want to overload your system with the vitamin D because it works very closely with calcium. Yeah, and if I overload you with vitamin D, you will absorb more calcium than you usually do, and it can cause kidney stones. Yes. So you have to be very careful with supplements sometimes. So with Sunlight Daily, that will, naturally raise up your vitamin D levels in a way that your body will be able to compensate its calcium absorption, and it won't be, such a big change. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. Okay. And why is B12 important? I'm so glad you asked. So B12 is one of the 3 main components in helping in the production of red blood cells. Yes. So a deficiency in B12 is actually a type of anemia called pernicious anemia. And your levels are very low that it could be categorized as pernicious anemia. And that could be a reason why you're feeling so fatigued as well with your uneven, irregular sleep schedule. Yes. So you need iron, folate, and B12 to make red blood cells. And your iron and folate levels look perfect. Yeah, folic acid, yep. So that's why I want to get on top of this and start supplementing the B12, because like I said, it is sometimes a challenge to get B12 in your diet, especially on a plant-based diet, and even for people that eat meat as well. Like I was saying earlier, that the animals themselves get B12 injections. Yeah, so, yep. So I'm hoping correcting this imbalance in your B12 will help you feel a little more energetic. But long-time persistent pernicious anemia can cause nerve and heart damage as well. So we want to get on top of that. Yep. So vitamin D, we will just go the more natural route with some daily dose of sunshine, and then we'll talk about a vitamin D supplement possibly in the future if you aren't able to correct the levels on your own. Yeah. Okay, so that's good. When it comes to your sleep schedule, let's talk about that a little bit more. So what are some of your barriers to getting good sleep? Let's talk about that. Anxiety, okay. And you're on your phone. Okay, so like we talked about a little bit before, trying to make a scheduled bedtime every day. Obviously there are exceptions, but during your work week, trying to keep a schedule. Yep. Yeah. And then there's all sorts of great sleep aids out there, like lavender spray for your pillow. Again, I don't really like supplementing a lot of things without trying another route, so like a melatonin supplement, not really something I would recommend at this time. I'd rather you try sleep schedule, you know, lavender, being off your phone before we, and of course you can buy these things over the counter, you don't need me for that, but that is just my personal recommendation. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. As far as anxiety goes, is it just work anxiety, sleep anxiety? Just that you've had so much trouble sleeping, it's making you anxious when you try. Okay, okay. Yeah. So, I definitely think that not being on your phone before. But, have you heard of ASMR? Yes. So some people do find that that is helpful, but you would need to be on your phone. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you've tried. Okay. Okay. So yeah, maybe before you try to go to bed, not like as you're falling asleep, but maybe like as you're winding down, getting ready, listen to some ASMR to kind of get you in that headspace. And then 30 minutes, an hour, you know you're ready to get to bed, you can shut everything down, make sure your room's nice and dark. I find that that helps promote sleep. You know, spray the lavender spray on your pillow, and that should help. But if these symptoms persist, we'll, you know, keep working towards a healthy sleep cycle for you, okay? All right. Any other concerns before I write those scripts for you? Okay. All right. So everything I am prescribing today can be purchased over the counter, but I still like to write a script so the pharmacy knows exactly which one I want you to have. And just so you know, this is what the spray looks like. So 5 sprays once a day, just in the morning, and you can do the side of your cheek or under your tongue. I personally believe that your cheek is better for absorption, but whatever is most comfortable for you, okay? And it is gluten-free and vegan as well. 1,000 micrograms. Yep. And B12 is one of those things that you don't need much of it. Your body can only absorb a little tiny bit at a time, so I think that's also why the food sources for it are sort of scarce, because we didn't need that much to begin with. Yep. Okay. So, all right. So the Mystic B12 spray, 5 sprays once daily. Okay. Okay, there you go. Yep. And any pharmacy should be able to supply that for you, okay? The one I have here is just for instructional use. So, do you want to go ahead and schedule your 6-month follow-up appointment and lab test? Okay, great. Okay. And 6 months from now. Okay, here, let me turn the screen around for you. I have a 11 o'clock on December 13th. How does that sound? Okay. And I will schedule you for the lab work for 9 a.m. that day. Perfect. Okie doke, you are all set for that 6-month follow-up. Yep. So you have your script for the B12, and how much sunlight are we gonna get? Yep, 15 minutes daily. Don't put any sunscreen on because actually that will block the absorption. You can put some on after your 15 minutes, yeah, but that'll block the sun and all its wonderful nutrients, as the name entails, right? But wearing sunscreen is very important to prevent skin cancer. Yep, okay, awesome. All right, well, it was so nice to get to know you, and I will see you in 6 months. Okay, take care.